What if Ash Ketchum played VGC? That's the question that we're looking to answer today. It's actually not my first time making an Ash team in Scarlet and Violet. I had one on cartridge early on in the game's life, before DLC, with Pikachu, Talonflame, Lycanroc, Gengar, Dragonite, and Lucario. It was a bad team, but it won some games here and there. But now with the DLC, a bunch of Ash's other Pokemon are available in the game, and we're giving it a go once again. The ground rules here are pretty simple. I can only use Pokemon that Ash has, though I can train them however I want, and Pikachu is mandatory on the team. So here's the mandatory Pikachu, that's why it's here. Otherwise, I think a lot of Ash's Pokemon are available, but I thought kind of the obvious direction to go in was a Sun team, because Torkoal can set the Sun. Charizard becomes very powerful in Sun, and realistically we're trying to win games with Charizard here. Much like Ash himself often was in the anime, but then of course Ash also has an Incineroar, which will play a tanky role, hopefully live up to its reputation as the best VGC Pokemon for us, prove that Ash can catch good Pokemon after all. And then, unfortunately, Ash's Bulbasaur refused to evolve. I shouldn't say unfortunately, Bulbasaur was true to itself and what it wanted, and like Ash, I respect that, but it means that this is our Chlorophyll Sleep Pokemon. It should still be faster than some things with Chlorophyll. I mean, it works for Dondozo with a Commander boost, so it ought to work for Bulbasaur. We can get some Sleep Powder, we can soften some targets up for Charizard. And then I also have Grass Pledge and Fire Pledge for the Field of Fire if I want. Torkoal is also here to give Charizard some support with Helping Hand and Yawn. Incineroar does Incineroar things, and then I figured I probably wanted a Tailwind setter in the last slot. Ash has a bunch of those. Charizard is not that fast. I mean, it's not slow, but if I'm trying to win games with it, it's going to need a boost sometimes. Ash's best Tailwind setter is probably Talonflame, but on this team that's a 4th fire type, and maybe that's a little much. But Dragonite is here to not have priority Tailwind, but be bulky enough to get the Tailwind off anyway, and then hit hard with a Life Orb set. And Pikachu is here because it's Pikachu. Hopefully that'll work out. I don't know what the goal for this video is. I kind of want to say 4 wins, because if Ash starts a league from top 16 on, that's how many wins he needs to become a champion. But I think that's going to be a tall order for this team, and like Ash in most regions, we might fall short of the championship. But I guess we'll play it by ear and see how long, see when we get to the point where I want to end this. This player is not going to have a problem with having Sun up. Also, that Glamora is a threat. I think I'm just going to lead Bulbasaur, Torkoal, Charizard in the back, and Incineroar. Maybe can help cover some stuff. I have Flare Blitz on Incineroar, so it can take advantage of the Sun boost too in a pinch. And here, I think I'm just going to go for Sleep Powder into Typhlosion. They'll set Tailwind and Outspeed, but it's Sash Bulbasaur, not Eviolite, so it'll still take a hit. And I think I'll just go for an Overheat into the Murkrow and activate my Eject Pack on Torkoal, as I actually don't set Tailwind, so Typhlosion goes to sleep without doing any damage. They go right for Brave Bird with the Murkrow. And we get Charizard in pretty freely here. And I actually feel like we might as well set up the pledges. Yeah? Let's just set up the pledges. Hope Typhlosion stays asleep for another turn. But getting the Field of Fire could be pretty nice here. Bulbasaur actually is taunted now, so Typhlosion does wake up. I can't put it back to sleep because of the taunt unless I switch Bulbasaur out and back in, which honestly might be worthwhile. Let's just switch to Incineroar here. Incineroar is not massively threatened by either of these. Charizard is actually in danger now because Dragapult is faster. I didn't bring Dragonite. Maybe I should have. I'm just going to throw off a Dragon Pulse into Dragapult and hope I get the attack off. I think Incineroar can probably beat Typhlosion, but the Dragon Pulse is a problem for my whole team. They go for Dragon Dance. They will take a hit from the Dragon Pulse. It does a lot of damage. That might just have made this game a fair bit more winnable, even though Charizard does go down here. Dragapult's taken out by the Sea of Fire. I get Bulbasaur back in without a taunt. I can Snarl. And Have they used their Terra? I don't think they have. It could be Terra, Grass, Glamora, but I'll try to put it to sleep. It's double protect, kill a turn of Sun. That also kills a turn of Sea of Fire, which doesn't do anything to Typhlosion anyway, but Glamora will still take the residual damage. And I'll just make the same play again. If it's Terra, I don't know why I'm finding this so hard to say. Terra, Grass, Glamora, they could show it here, but they don't. Letting Typhlosion have the maximum power eruption for so long might be an issue, though. But I do finally get some HP off of it and a special defense drop. I can get Torkoal back in here and set the Sun back up. Snarl and Helping Hand, honestly. I can also Yawn Typhlosion. Yeah, maybe I just don't have enough power in the end to win this one. No, that Eruption's still doing too much. Alright. So Ash starts off on a bit of a sour note, but he's used to that. I don't think this team really needs Parting Shot on Incineroar. I'm going to drop it for Knockoff, because I was really feeling the lack of Knockoff in that game. And the one game that I played and lost in my first take of this video that won't be uploaded, because I forgot to set some things up correctly. Anyway, now Ash has to deal with Dozogiri. That's gonna be a rough one for him. I mean, I guess we bring Pikachu to this. What else do I have for Dondozo? Yeah, honestly, let's just bring Bulbasaur, Torkoal, Incineroar, Pikachu. That feels like a terrible mode. I feel like if I don't... I feel like I've brought my... well, I haven't... My only two good offensive Pokemon are not here. But we're doing what we can, you know? We'll just go Sleep Powder into Dondozo and Overheat into Farigiraf, get Torkoal out, and, I don't know, somebody in. They just go right for the setup, so actually we don't get Torkoal out here. We might still put Dondozo to sleep. We do. So that's good. Honestly, maybe I should have brought Charizard just for the Field of Fire, because here I can Acid Spray Dondozo, start dropping its special defense. I might as well try the Overheat play again and try to get Pikachu in safely that way. And then Pikachu can threaten Dondozo with a Thunderbolt, but with Bulbasaur dropping its special defense. So actually, I think we can handle the Dondozo pretty well here. So that's something. Oh, it's Terra Fairy. But it still should take a lot. It's Light Ball Pikachu. Yeah, it just knocks out the Dondozo at -2 special defense. And here, I still have Sun up. I can put something to sleep. I think Sylveon is probably the higher priority. And try to get rid of this Tatsugiri. I missed the Sleep Powder. That's unfortunate. Crit the Tatsugiri, though. Before losing Pikachu to a Hyper Voice. I think Incineroar might be able to handle this. Because I can Flare Blitz Sylveon, and I can knock off Farigiraf. I'm going to protect Bulbasaur this turn, then I can pivot Torkoal in, get the Sun back up, and get Bulbasaur in later with Chlorophyll again. And I'm just going to throw a Flare Blitz right into Sylveon. Or into Farigiraf. Why are they all running Ally Switch right now? I just recorded the Greedent video not very long before this, and there's an Ally Switch Farigiraf there too. I still feel like I have to get rid of the Sylveon if I can. So we'll get the Sun back up, and we'll throw another Flare Blitz at Sylveon. Okay, Incineroar survives long enough to do that, and it almost KOs. I think I needed that. But I actually think, you know, it's looking like we're going to win this one, I think. I mean, don't count your chickens before the knife is sharp in the drawer, but... Do you think Acid Spray KOs Sylveon? It's only 40 base power. I wouldn't bet on it. Oh, it does. Let's go. Bulbasaur with the clutch KO. And Torkoal finishes off the Farigiraf. So if the goal is 4 wins, Ash just reached the league quarterfinals. But I don't know if we can keep this going. We just won a game without Charizard, too. So Charizard is doing its anime thing where it waits to show up later when we really need it in the late rounds of the league. This is a Windrider Shiftry team, and also a Mouseape team. I don't know how I ever beat this. Maybe I lead Dragonite Torkoal, try to set Tailwind, get Charizard in. Of course, they have their own Tailwind. In fact, they have 2 possible Tailwind setters. But maybe I can do it if I get Charizard in. I don't know why I clicked on Incineroar. That's not the right Pokemon at all. I think I want Torkoal, Dragonite, Charizard, and Bulbasaur in this one. They're going Whimsicott, Annihilate. Of course, Whimsicott also gets beat up, doesn't it? I'm just going to go right for an Overheat into Annihilate and try to set Tailwind. And then I can get Charizard in. One way or another. Okay, that first Rage Fist does not get a KO. Charizard should be pretty good here to throw off a Terra-Fire Heat Wave. And I'll just Extreme Speed the Whimsicott to try to knock that out too through a Focus Sash. Okay, Annihilate is going to survive this turn, but I don't think Whimsicott is. But they could have something fast coming in now to threaten Charizard, unfortunately. And Shiftry. I think that gets Fake Out. So let's play around that. But I'm only gonna have. Oh my god! It went for Explosion. Takes out my Dragonite, but good thing I protected Charizard. And Charizard has 1 turn left of Tailwind to try to get off a big attack into this Annihilate. I'm gonna go Bulbasaur. I can put the Gyarados to sleep, or I'll try to. Actually, the Gyarados is gonna be faster than. Actually, no, because Bulbasaur has Tailwind and Chlorophyll. I can try to put the Gyarados to sleep, or I can try to set up a Field of Fire. I think the sleep is more important here. I do think it's worthwhile to Fire Pledge into Annihilate, though, to avoid the chance of missing, and the spread damage nerf. Go Sleep Powder into Gyarados. If this works, I might win this one. Let's see. Annihilate protects. Gyarados goes to sleep. Good. If Gyarados stays asleep this turn, that would be huge. I am actually going to go for the Pledge setup this turn. Start getting damage onto Gyarados. They Rage Fist into Bulbasaur, which is good because it survives with the Sash. And I get the Pledge set up, knock out the Annihilate, and they forfeit before I can even start wearing Gyarados down any more than this. And I think Ash Ketchum just won 2 games in a row on the Showdown Regulation H ladder. 2 more wins and he's a league champion, according to the criteria I set up. But look at Ash go. Charizard showed up this time and it paid off, unfortunately. This kind of is like an episode of the anime here, as we get an opponent with their own sun set up with Charizard and Venusaur, as well as Mouseape stuff. That might just be too much to deal with. What item do I have on Incineroar? It is Safety Goggles. So actually Incineroar is pretty good into half their team. That's something. That's something for sure. Let's lead Torkoal, Bulbasaur, bring Charizard and Incineroar in the back. They go Mouseape lead. I can try a Sleep Powder and an Overheat. Get Charizard in. And then I can either go for the Pledge setup or just start attacking. Bulbasaur's model is positioned kind of weirdly there, isn't it? It looks like it's floating a little above Torkoal. But maybe I'm just looking at the perspective the wrong way. In any case, Bulbasaur has been a threat in this video. It's actually been pretty effective in the role that I picked for it, much like Ash's Bulbasaur. Even if you don't evolve, all that training still pays off. Oh, it's really taking their time to think this one through as they switch to a Alomomola and Venusaur. So I won't put it to sleep, but I might just knock it out with Overheat. Unless I miss. I could Terra Grass Torkoal here. I don't know if it's the best use of my Terra, but I think I'm down. Start working on nerfing this Alomomola. But this way Torkoal can't be put to sleep. In fact, neither of my Pokemon can this turn. And I can still get an Overheat into Venusaur. Yep, perfect. Substitute Alomomola is interesting, but it doesn't seem especially dangerous. We'll see if I'm made to eat those words. But now I get Charizard in. And I can go for the Sea of Fire, or I can do nothing because the opponent forfeits. And I believe Ash Ketchum just won 3 Regulation H games in a row. And so, I think we're going to stake it all on one more game. This next game is the Pokemon League Final. If I win this, Ash Ketchum is a champion. If I lose this, Ash Ketchum is leaving everyone except Pikachu behind and going to another region. All comes down to this. The big moment. Misty and Brock in the stands cheering me on. Unfortunately, we have what is definitely a real team here. In fact, they can do pledge stuff too, probably. I do have knockoff on the Incineroar now, so Hisuian and Typhlosion is a little bit easier to deal with, but there are so many threats on this team. This might be the Tobias of this run. But, we're going to make them prove it. Dragonite, Charizard, no. Dragonite, Torkoal can match Tailwind. Charizard. Pikachu is actually kind of interesting to threaten the Primarina and maybe Grass Knot into the Ursaluna. But Bulbasaur has done a lot to get us this far. I kind of want to bring Bulbasaur. I also think this dramatic finale is an appropriate time to bring Pikachu. You know what? We gotta respect the starter here. Pikachu, I choose you. My head was kind of saying Bulbasaur, though. But, hey. Wait, I meant to bring Incineroar. What am I doing? That whole dilemma, and I just forgot that I was bringing Incineroar. Well, this is very Ash Ketchum. Let's overcome the gap in thinking and win on instinct, shall we? And I'm just going to overheat right into the Typhlosion to try to nerf its eruptions. Yep, that'll help some into those. Get Charizard in here. And we can Extreme Speed and Terra Fire Heat Wave, I think. Primarina ought to take that pretty well, but Whimsicott not so much. They do knock out Dragonite here, that's unfortunate, but it gives me Pikachu in front of the Primarina. And we're just trading blows here. The crowd's going wild, no doubt. But I'm bringing Pikachu in here with everything on the line. I am actually glad that I have Pikachu instead of Incineroar in this position. They bring in Typhlosion, which is just going to KO Pikachu before it can do anything, isn't it? Do I try to Thunderbolt Primarina and probably just lose Pikachu? Or do I fake out Primarina? I think I fake out. And I Heat Wave. And I miss Primarina with the Heat Wave, but I do knock out Typhlosion. Actually, Thunderbolt was fine there, with Charizard knocking out Typhlosion. But now I can try to Thunderbolt the Primarina. They might protect it. And I'll go for a Fire Pledge into Ursaluna so I don't miss. Ursaluna protects. Primarina does not protect. Primarina drops the Thunderbolt. And both Tailwinds expire, but Ursaluna is the slowest Pokemon on the field. Let's just go for Grass Knot and Fire Pledge. Fire Pledge one-shots. And the classic Ash Ketchum duo of Pikachu and Charizard have done it. Ash Ketchum dominating the Regulation H ladder. I think it's fair to call him a VGC champion. And I think it's time to go back to Pallet Town and party. See you later.